Hey, everybody, welcome back to Living Life with Miss Faye. And today I thought I would talk about the Book of Wisdom because to me, this is information that should be in every household. And you really shouldn't pass this by because information like this may not be out here forever. But this information is so important, especially uh, for you today, because so many things have been hidden from you about the world, about our living in the world, about our own existence. So many things have been hidden. And these books, the Book of Wisdom, this is book one, and this is book two, and they both are jammed with hidden knowledge. Now, I realize, I have been promoting this material for some time because I wholeheartedly recommend that this material should be in everybody's home. Your children should be exposed to this material because when they go to school, they're taught one thing. They're taught to be not to be free thinkers. They're taught to be followers in school. And this information goes into why that happens and why the system keeps you in the dark. All right. And also your religion has a lot to do with it. Now, even in your religion, a lot of things have been misconstrued and some of it is just downright lies that have been told to you. But in this material, it tells you exactly what's going on. It really does. And it tells you the meanings behind a lot of the artwork that we've seen and the beautiful figures and the way that the chapels are painted. There's a meaning behind all of that we are not privy to. But this information reveals it. These people have really dug deep into finding the truth. And I am a truth seeker. So I am all about finding out the truth. Now, in book one, it's an overall summary and it really opens your eyes about a lot of things. Look at this. Know thyself. Do you really know who you are? Do you really know who you came from? Do you really know how powerful you are? The powers that be don't want you to know that you have power. They want you to live your life in fear, number one, because when you're fearful of everything, then it's easier to control you, easier to manipulate you. And people look at it. When you go to school, what are you taught in school? You're taught to follow instruction. You're taught a skill to work for someone else. You're not taught to work for yourself. You're not taught to think for yourself. You're taught to obey orders. People, you're bigger than that. You're more intelligent than that. And this book of wisdom will help to open your eyes. You're not stuck in a life that you have no control over. In book one, it talks about man is God made flesh, and it tells you why that is. We're all a part of the God source. That's how we were made, being a part of it. And a lot of us don't know that. We just think we're just out here flapping in the wind, and that's not true. It talks about the influence that the moon has over our lives. You know, in a full moon, you realize that there's a lot of activity that goes on during the full moon because it energizes people. It energizes, and a lot of times there's a lot of crime that goes on because people are energized. They don't know what to do with that energy, but they're being affected by the moon. And it tells about Saturn and what Saturn has to do with your religion and what Saturn has to do with our existence. Okay? This book goes into all of it. And what it does, like I said, book one is more of an eye-opening summary of it all. And it says here, this discerning wisdom doesn't merely offer easily assimilated insights, it serves as a guide, illuminating the intricate threads weaving between our essence and the cosmic expanse. It provides an abundance of information to facilitate the evolution of your mind, your body, and your soul. This is genuine awakening. The author is Harry B. Joseph. And I know a lot of you, if you're on social media a lot or whatever, you've probably seen where he'll tell you some inserts from these books. And volume 2 is a more in-depth look at it. So if you want to go really deep, then you want volume 2. Now, one thing in volume 2 that I thought was interesting, of course, everything in here is eye-opening. But I wanted to bring this one to you because it's about the significance of sex. It says sex is a sacred ritual that transcends the physical realm and also takes place in the astral plane. So, you know that saying, as above, so below? Everything that happens here on this plane happens in the astral plane. So when you have sex with someone, you have bonded with them in the astral plane. And that's why you can't just walk away from a sexual experience and not have the energies from that person, because you have shared energies during this sexual ritual. And really, that's why it's better to wait until you are married to have sex and not have casual sex with all sorts of people. Because even here it says, casual sex, often driven by superficial desires such as greed, lust, and monetary attraction, tends to vibrate at a lower frequency on the astral plane. Now, what does that mean? If your casual sexual experiences are vibrating on a low vibrational astral plane, well, what's in a low vibrational astral planes? Demons, low entities that will attach to you, because that's where you are. They will attach to you and make your life miserable. You see, that's one way how we get these entities attached to us like parasites, because of casual sex. You got to be careful of that. And the only way that you can break the tie from a casual sex is through a spiritual awakening. See, when you have casual sex, these entities feed off of that energy. That's why they attach to you so easily. This is what you need to be aware of. And a lot of you don't understand why your lives are in the toilet. It's because of the things that you are doing and the people that you are interacting with. And if you had this material beforehand, then you would be aware and able to guard yourself from a lot of heartbreak and disappointments in your life. Because once these entities attach themselves to you, they're not bringing you any good. They're going to bring you harm. Okay? And devastation. You don't want that. When sexual activity is engaged from a place of love, deep passion, and high vibrational energy, it fosters a protective and positive atmosphere. Protective and positive. When you engage in a sexual experience and you both love each other, it's genuine love. Okay? That's what you get. Not when somebody's fooling you and tricking you and making you think that is love. And as soon as you've had sex with them, now they disappear. Now they have nothing to say to you. Now they'll tell you that they didn't want to get involved. They're not looking for a relationship, that sort of thing. But no, that's still low vibrational because you didn't wait until you got to know the person. Just had sex with them. Don't do it. And when you have a love-based connection, elevates the energy, creating a shield against negative influences and ensuring that the experience aligns with higher spiritual principles. Okay? And that's what you want. See, this book goes into everything. And it goes into the foods that you should be eating, the foods that you shouldn't be eating. And it goes in a lot of Masonic symbolism because the Masons have been ruling for a long, long time. And we're not aware of it. It just passes us by, because we are in survival mode. And the powers that be have put us in survival mode. We hardly have time to just enjoy our lives because we have to work for the elites. Work hard for the elites, you see. But if you have knowledge and understanding about how they maneuver and how they manipulate and control you, it will help you to improve your own life. In this book, you will discover more than just knowledge. You'll unlock the mysteries that lie beyond the veil of the ordinary. Dive deeper into the cosmic currents that flow through the universe, guiding your mind, body, and spirit toward a higher plane of existence. People, you don't realize how powerful you are because you have been dumbed down from the time you got here and made to believe you don't have any power. There's an external God that you must pray to for forgiveness of your sins, for anything that you desire in your life. You pray to that God, and that God will deliver it to you. Now, has it happened? Have you received all that you desire from the God that you have been worshiping? If not, maybe you need to know the truth about things. Maybe you need to look deeper into things. Now, it also talks about symbolism, and symbolism is everywhere. But many times we don't understand what the symbolism is. And we see people doing these mantras, and we think, it's evil what they're doing. What they're doing is calling in power from the entities that are around them, because they understand that we are all energy. And they do these mantras to bring in energy, whether it's for confidence, whether it's for strength, endurance, or whatever. That's why you see a lot of celebrities doing these mantras that you think is evil, because you don't know, because your mind is closed and you're living in fear of everything. You don't understand, but you see them progressing and doing better and better and better and doing all these evil signs. These signs are not evil, number one. They're not evil. They have learned how to manipulate energy to their benefit. And you don't know how to do it. That's why you need the information. You need the information to learn how to manipulate the energy that's already here to better your life. The first book will open your eyes to it. When I first got this, I tell you, when I first got this book, I was so impressed by it. I bought my people a book, sent them a book, whether they can understand it or do something with it or what. But I think it's so important just to have it in your home, because somebody is going to pick it up, and this information will resonate with them and put them on a path of enlightenment. And those of you who have your book, spend a little time every day reading and understanding, because there's so much information, even in the first book, that it will take you a while to go through, where you can understand what it's saying in every page. The advertisement on social media talks about this book. He goes through some key points, but don't think that he's covering all of this information. It's too much information to cover in a 1 or 2 minute stint, but it's information that can change your life. This is the thing, people. It's worth every penny, even if you don't have much. If you don't have much, you need to save enough to get these books. Get both of them. You see, I got both of them. Start with this one. If you never dug into this kind of information before, start with this one. This tells about the black cube. These things are in the world today that you don't know what it means. You don't know anything other than what your leaders have told you about it. But who's to say they're telling you the truth about what it is? Okay? It's all here. Okay? All here. It talks about the scam. It talks about scams in here. And what this one is, you see NASA right there? You remember the moon landing? All of this is to deceive you. And this information brings out the truth, the absolute truth. And volume 2, you see volume 2 is thicker than volume 1 because it goes deeper. It goes deeper. And even if they come out with a volume 3, I'll be ready for that one too. This one opened my eyes to so many things that I had questions about, as far as heaven, hell, the gospel, the Bible. For a long time, I just rejected the Bible totally. I rejected it because the stories in the Bible didn't really make sense to me. It really wasn't logical. Going through this material, I realized that the Bible is written in parables. All right? It's like morals to a story. It's like lessons that you learn from the stories that they tell. Okay? Because think about it. In the Bible, it says that, the apostles wrote these chapters in the Bible. During those days, those apostles couldn't even read or write. So how they write that? Okay. But from whichever documents that they pull certain information out and put the Bible together. All right. But the Bible, and I'm going to use this little slogan that I heard that I really like. The Bible is basic instructions before leaving Earth. It's not for you to take the stories literally. It's to take the meaning behind the story and apply it to your life. And because many of us have not read the Bible, and many of us have. The Bible is written in a way it's hard really to understand. That's why you go to Bible study, so somebody can tell you the meaning of it or what. And most of the times when you go to Bible study, they don't know any more than you do. They haven't ventured out into research to know exactly what those scriptures mean. In this information, it goes through it. It goes through your scriptures and tell you what it really means. Okay? And it leaves no stone unturned, really. And it opened my eyes so much to the Bible until now I can embrace it. I can embrace the Bible because I understand that these are stories for you to learn from. But you got to understand the meaning and what it means. For instance, water is emotions. Okay, it's not just water. It stands for something. It stands for your emotions. The light is the Christ energy. The Christ energy is light. And we all want to embrace the light. All right, so people who follow the Bible understand the Bible, understand what the Bible really is. Don't be deceived by the interpretation of the stories. Many of the interpretations that you are given is to put you in a subjective role, a slave than a master. Puts you more in a slave role if you take those stories literally. And that's why you're not encouraged to go out and look for other information, especially in your religious institutions. They don't encourage you to venture out for other information because they'll tell you the information. Just keep coming here. We'll tell you all you need to know. You see, but I understand about religion because I was raised Christian. And the thing about it, even when I broke away, it took some strength because your mind, you have a mindset about it. Being raised as an infant in the church, that's all you know. Every Sunday, you go to church. Yeah, you go to church. Your body is used to going to church. But then when you decide, well, no, it's not working for me. I'm not, my life is not changing. My life is the same. I just come here on Sunday maybe to be entertained and maybe not, but it's really not worth it. And then you listen to your pastor or whoever is delivering the message, and what he's doing is giving you the spiel that was given to him in theology school. That he's doing. He's giving you the interpretations that he was given. That's all he's got because he hadn't done any research on his own. He didn't know any different. You see? And there are many people out here who feel like ignorance is bliss. I know you've heard that. Ignorance is bliss. No, it's not. Especially in today's world with so many changes coming down the pike, and fear is leading it. Fear is right in front, leading all these changes down the pike. And fear is leading it so that you won't buck against it, so that you will be so afraid you'll just hold on tight and hope that you come out okay on the other end. But if you get this material under your belt, it will give you strength and a way to grab the power that you have inside of you so that you won't feel desperate and you won't feel afraid. You'll feel empowered. And that's what we all want. That's why I feel like everybody should have this material in their home. Everybody. And your kids should grow up reading this before they go to school and their little minds be manipulated to believe whatever the system wants them to believe. Because really, they're just grooming them to be little worker bees, to be worker bees. You see? People, you have the right. You have the right to be the master of your own reality. But if you don't know the information, you don't know where your power comes from and how to use the power that you have, doesn't mean anything. All you got to do is open yourself up to new information. That's all it takes. And your life could change drastically by just the information that is revealed in these pages. And it's I tell you, it's funny because years ago, I mean, I guess I was, oh geez. I was in the Christian faith when I ran across uh information from one of the uh folks who contributed to this material. And when I heard him talking about it, it resonated. Something he said resonated in me, and I never forgot it. And then when I found this material again and I saw his name, I think his name was Santos Benucci or something. I don't want to destroy anybody's name, but I know he is referenced in some of this material. This is it. When he talked years and years ago about it, and now here it is in printed form. People, do not let this pass you by. This is your life right here. You think your Bible is? The Bible is great, but it's in parables. You can't understand it the way it should be understood. Okay? But with this being your companion, it will open your eyes like they've never been opened before. And I know a number of you out there have purchased the book. Leave us a comment and tell us how you feel about it. But take your time. These are not fast reads. Either one. And the thing about it is, I keep going back to them. It's not the kind of material you read one time, put it aside and forget about it. You put this on the coffee table and read a little bit all the time because it reinforces your soul and helps you to manifest the life that you desire. Okay, people? I hope that you understand, and I hope that it helps. And of course, I will leave a link in the description where you click on the link and you can get either one. You can get book this volume 1 or you can get volume 2. And the volume 2 is in hardback. You know, when I first got it, it was in the soft cover, but I love hardback. So I have this in the hardback too, because the hardback I absolutely love. And because the books that I purchase, I want to pass them on to my people when I'm gone. They mean something. Stop wasting your money on stupid magazines and crap that doesn't mean anything. You buy a book, buy one that's going to change your life. Oh, and also, when you click the website, you'll notice that there are courses on there that you can sign up for for those of you who want to go really deep. And also, there's a PDF on food. And I'm waiting for them to come out with the book on that. I don't want a PDF. I want the book. And once they come out with the book on foods that you eat and foods that you don't eat, I will be the first one to get that one. So I encourage you to add these to your library. This is the best material that I have found to date that opens your eyes to what life is really all about, and also opens your eyes to who you are and the power that you have to create your own reality. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I really hope to see you next time.